Welcome to Yoga Galactica in your home. My name is Kamala.
I am Siri.
And we are Yoga Galactica. Wow. It's an exciting time. It's a wild time. And it is time to let our voices be heard and to live our soul purpose. And to jump and leap and fucking fly to make that happen. It's a little bit scary, but I know we can do it. And I have this, I have been literally going nonstop since this morning. I'm doing some choreography for Disney right now, and I'm outside with these tail things, and they're flying all over and hitting me in the face, and I was already really rattled from last night's class, which was rattling because it shook my soul. And it brought up a deep, deep wound that I didn't realize that I had. And before I get into this, I would love it. I'm going to share this on my page, this class on my page, because today we're going to talk about our soul purposes and heaven on earth and why we are here. Siri said I could shake it up a little bit. He doesn't know what he's in for, but we are going to shake it up a little bit. And so before I get into that, if you're watching, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I think we're going to be changing our whole format for our lunchtime classes. It's going to start right now today. And so if you could share this on your page, that would be amazing. Yes. I'm going to do that right now.
And also, I'd just like to add, thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether you're watching this live with us here right now or at a future date. We really appreciate it. You know, this is part of our goal, is to share as much with the world as we can. And this is one way. I know it's even a small step, but it's a step in the right direction to really fully embody and live our higher purpose, and that is to create a better place for all of us to live. And the reason we practice Yoga Galactica and do Yoga Galactica is because it's shifted our life so much, our lives. And all of the different teachings we pull from Kundalini and hatha and modern spiritualism and ancient wisdom and so many different techniques all fused into one class, one experience to really give you the ultimate shake-up. And that's a mind, body, physical, spiritual, soul shift. And so we are here in the space shift, which is named appropriately for that. And really the best way to experience this transmission is to plug into some speakers so you can amplify the sound, whether it's computer speakers or Bluetooth, whatever you have. Try to amplify this so you can really hear, and just set aside this next hour or so to really give back to yourself. Put your phone, put it on Do Not Disturb, because you'll need to transmit this, but really try to be in a distraction-free environment. Other than that, give yourself your all. Do your best. We're going to push you guys, but listen to yourself. Listen to your body, and only you know how you feel in this moment. And only you know how much you're actually giving yourself. So we hope you have an amazing class. And just like Kamala said, please share this. Share this with friends. Share this with family. Share this on your page. Tag us. Leave a comment. Go to our YouTube page and click subscribe. Check out our podcast. We record the audio for every single one of our classes and put that up onto our podcast. Just Google Yoga Galactica podcast and you will find it. And we love you guys. We hope to see you soon. And we can't technically see you right now, but we know you're there watching, so we love you. Thank you.
All right. So, podcasts can change your life in a matter of moments. And we love them. Last night in yoga class, we talked about a podcast. It's the Vishen Lakhiani podcast. He has an amazing program called Mind Valley, and he has a podcast called the Mind Valley Podcast with Vishen Lakhiani. And about a couple days ago, as I was driving down to work for Disney, I listened to this podcast with Marissa Peer, who is an incredible human being that just fires up your soul and asks deep questions. And what she does is she helps people heal through crazy situations, and she basically lets these people know in the simplest way that they don't feel that they are enough. And she lets them know that they are enough. She says, write it on your mirror, I am enough. I am enough. So this was something that I have struggled with because I don't know my real father, and that leads me to this core wound of I am not enough. And there's so many layers of it. Siri and I had a really like an hour and a half conversation about that this morning. And last night in yoga class, everyone was crying, and we were posing that question, and it shook so much in me that I was crying as I was teaching. And it was beautiful because being that open and being that vulnerable is like it does stir your soul. And so that was this morning. And then today I'm outside choreographing. I'm doing all this like literally a half hour before we came in here. I was trying to film this choreography. The wind's blowing. I'm smacking myself in the face. And I was like, never mind. I don't want to film the video. I ran upstairs. I was getting ready and I was like, okay, well, why not turn on another podcast and get 15 minutes of good energy? Well, I happened upon Vishen Lakhiani's podcast with Martin Rutt. Martin Rutt is also just an incredible human being, and he wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, for the business, for your businesses, and he is that is like a bestseller. It's sold millions of copies. But the questions he's asking now, the question that he's asking that we're going to talk about today is, why are we here? What is our soul purpose? And so to get to that root, core of why we're here, he asked 3 simple questions. And since Siri said I could shake it up today, I am going to ask these 3 simple questions to Siri. He's going to answer. And I would also love it if you could write these down, and while Siri's talking about it, and while you're at home, if you have a pen, write it down, ponder these today, and then you're going to actually move on these things. So since you said I could shake it up, here we go.
I had no idea this was going to happen.
I know. And actually, also while I was in my bathroom thinking about all this, I was like, well, instead of just doing a lunchtime yoga class, why not do a little bit of a lunchtime yoga class / podcast talk and really give you some things to think about? Because right now we're learning things every day, and I've decided to let my fucking wings spread open wide and fly. And to do that, I need to speak from my soul. I need to be vulnerable. I need to be authentic. I need to be open. And so here we go. So right now, what I'd like you to do is recall a time when you experienced heaven on earth. What was going on? And this can be you. There's many, many times, so I'd just like you to drop into one time when you experienced heaven on earth and tell me and the audience, our listeners, what was going on in that time? Well,
the first thing that comes into my mind, and I feel like I've experienced a handful of these, is being at a festival. And I know we've been to many festivals throughout our time together, and I can't recall a specific one, but I'm just brought into this moment of being at a festival where I'm surrounded by friends, surrounded by people all doing amazing work, and artists and creatives, and we're in the flow, and there's no set time or program, and we're all just like feeling so alive, so full, like being free and in that flow space. And just it feels like everything's synchronized. There's so much magic that happens at festivals, and that's one reason that I love them so much, because you go there with an idea of what you think is going to happen, but then so many other things happen, and they all line up to be this like perfect experience and a perfect moment. And so that's one thing that really just popped into my mind. And of course you were there, our dear friends were there. There's probably really good music playing. We're probably spinning, our fire tools are flowing, you know, maybe enhanced with a little substance, but not always. And but just feeling like so full, so alive, like my heart's going to burst open. And that feels a little bit like heaven on earth.
And how When you said that, how did that make you feel inside?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And I can see that in your eyes. I
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
So again, the question was, recall a time when you experienced heaven on earth. What was going on? Write that down. Second question. Okay, Siri.
Okay.
Imagine you have a magic wand, and with it, you can create heaven on earth. What would that look like for you? I don't want you to think about how this is going to happen. I just want you to state it out loud.
It would look like giving people all of the tools and the access to live their fullest, best, most potential life from a place of non-judgment, non-discrimination, not from a place of lack, but a place from supreme abundance where we're taking care of each other, we're taking care of the planet, we're fully nourished, fully supported, we're in tribes, maybe not giant tribes, but smaller tribes that all have pockets that interconnect with the global community, and we're all really doing our best to look out for each other and really create the most harmonious, peaceful, beautiful place that we can live and thrive. And it's not about everyone hustling so hard and working so hard. It's in fact a really good balance of being in life and experiencing each other and really just creating, the vision that so many of us have right now. You and like Vishen Lakhiani and so many of like the world's foremost thought leaders know it's possible to create this experience, this heaven on earth. And we're gone off the path, but the amazing thing with this information sharing age is it's like coming back full force, and there's such a positive force that's emerging right now. And so it's a very exciting time to be alive.
So with your magic wand, you would create tribe, you would create community, you would create abundance. Because remember, you have a magic wand, so you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Yes. And how did that make you feel, just stating that out loud?
Amazing, optimistic.
Yes.
Full of love and excitement.
And you look peaceful and happy. So you're feeling this in your soul.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Third question. What simple, easy, concrete step will you take in the next 24 hours to move that forward?
To me, what I would do is...
What will you do?
What I will do is sit down and journal about maybe bigger steps that I can take and start to break that down into smaller action steps that are very accessible, and really just get it out and down onto paper so it manifests into the physical form. Oftentimes I have many ideas of things like this that I want to do, but they're just swirling in my head, and then I get caught up and distracted with whatever it is, our dogs and life and emails, and then by the end of the day I actually I haven't really done them. Sometimes I do, so I'm not hard on myself.
Yes, you do.
But really, actually making a list of things that I can do.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, step by step, every day, you are creating heaven on earth, and you are taking these steps to move forward to create that heaven on earth. And that is fucking powerful. And I think we should do this every single day. Recall these 3 questions and think about how you and I can move forward to be the best versions of ourselves, to really manifest what it is that we want to create and get out there and do it.
Yes.
And the thing is that Siri and I are listening to so many podcasts. We're being introduced to so many people, and our sole purpose in life is to create community, to share these concepts, to build tribe, to really create safe spaces where people can, feel held, secure, dive into their wounds, really grow, be happy, sing, dance, make food, and so many other things that I'm not going to get into right now. But I would love for you all to really ask yourselves these 3 questions and move forward with them. And take one step today to move forward towards your heaven on earth and your soul purpose.
And I just want to thank you for asking those questions and doing this work and putting it into action. By you doing that, you took action to help create your heaven on earth, which is really beautiful. And so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your wings emerging and spreading and sharing. And, what we're doing right here with this podcast or this transmission that's going to be uploaded to our YouTube page is us taking action towards that. We are always limited by how many people we can share these teachings with in one place at one time. But when we do these videos and we post them and make them accessible on YouTube or wherever, then anyone around the world can experience that. And so that, it's seemingly a small step, but it is a step in that direction. And so it's our commitment. That's why we do this every week. That's why we do Yoga Galactica every week. And, if you are feeling called to take action, reach out to us and see how we can do that together.
Yes. And that's why I feel like our lunchtime live stream is at this point forward going to turn into a lunchtime conversation mixed in with some breath work, some movement that is going to leave you shifted, alive, awake, inspired, invigorated, and ready to go out there and just stir people's souls, starting with your own.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about it. This literally just came to me within 15 minutes, but it's like things happen that fast.
Yes.
And I find if I don't move on things, then kind of they they'll kind of, I don't know, like kind of putter out and fade away.
Yeah. And
it is not time to play small. It's time to play big and to really make shift happen.
Yeah, I love that.
Good.
Woo.
Yeah, woo.
Yes.
So we are now going to jump into about, 40 minutes of breath work and of yoga and leave you with a sound bath. And we're so grateful that you're here. So with that being said, sitting up nice and tall on your mat, closing your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Holding at the top, squeeze the breath around a little bit, sipping more breath through the mouth. Hold. And think about your intention for today's journey. Let it swell within you. And when you're ready, powerfully exhale it out into the room. Holding empty. Turn your palms up. Say to yourself, I love you. I am enough. Let that fill you. Deep inhale. And open the mouth, sigh it out. Shake your shoulders, elbows, head, hands. Make a little noise. Shake off any energy that doesn't feel good. And then inhale, reach up to the sky, stretch. Exhale, palms touch slowly, bringing them down to the center of the chest. Inhale, rub the palms. Fingers, knuckles, create some friction. And exhale, coming back to stillness. Breathing slow and deep here. Feeling that flow of prana, that breath moving through you. You are alive. You have magic to share. Taking a moment to be thankful for your breath. Bow your chin to your chest, please, and place your hands open wide down on the earth. And with your hands open wide, pressing down through your floor, through the mat, through the rocks, through the gravel, all the way down to the core, to the energy of this earth, take a moment to be so grateful for her, for all that she provides us every single day. Without judgment, she just gives. Thank her for all of her elements, earth, water, air, fire, ether, all supporting us every single day. And she is suffering. And so what can we do? What can you do to give back to the earth in a simple way today? And with your head bowed, Start with sending her a deep prayer of love and gratitude. And then place the left hand in the center of the chest, right hand on top, holding this sacred temple that is your body. Thank your body for its health and for its ability to heal. And take a moment to look at your journey and be so grateful for your journey and say to yourself, I love you. And say to yourself, I am enough. I am magical. I have magic to share, and I am ready to do the work. Send yourself a deep prayer of love. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hands come down on your knees. Inhale, pull your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down your back. Good. Inhale, pull the shoulders up. Give them a squeeze. Exhale, roll the shoulders down your back. And again, inhale, pull them up. Exhale, roll the shoulders down your back. Whew. Inhale, reverse that. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward. And last time, inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward. Dropping your chin to your chest. Breathing as you gently pendulum the head and neck. Sigh it out. One more time. Relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, sit tall. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward on your mat, coming down to your elbows. Rock your body from side to side. Breathing into this body that is yours. How can you feed it with love today? Not just through food, but through social media. What are you putting in your body, people? Through your books, through what you watch, through who you surround yourself with. What do you feed your soul? Think about it. Because when we think about it, then we're able to figure out what we need and how we can do more. Coming up onto your hands and knees, spread your fingers out wide. Hi, thanks for watching. I think it's Zara. Thank you. Crystal, thank you. Ben, thank you. Diego, thank you. Spread your fingers wide. Drop your chin to your chest. As you inhale, roll your head. Exhale, roll your hips. Swirling your body. Do you feel any tightness anywhere? If so, pause in that space and take a couple deep breaths into that spot. Send it some love. Ask it to soften. Good. Beautiful. Dropping your head down. Take a deep breath. Sigh it out. Other direction. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Roll the head. Then roll your hips. Notice differences on either side of your body. Get to know this body. It is yours. It is a miracle. It is a gift. Rolling and moving. Exploring. Beautiful. Pondering that question. What do I feed my soul every day? And how can I do more? Good. One more roll. And then coming back to center. Stretching your fingers wide. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale, drop the belly low, tilt the head back. Exhale, round the back, dropping your head down, squeezing the root lock, inner sex organs, navel. Inhale, exhale. Moving this breath through our bodies. Cherish sometimes we got to stir that energy up to really reset ourselves and think about, what do I need? So we're here to stir your soul a little bit today, to ask some questions that are going to make you think about things and possibly help you shift your life in just a little bit, because that's what we're doing with ours, and we love it. So, breathing and moving. And if you can, pick up the pace a little bit. As you exhale, squeezing right at the base of the spine. That's where your root lock is located, right at the end of the tailbone. And that is where we find balance, stability, where we find strength, and it pulls through our body, through the earth. And the root lock is blocked by fear. So with every breath, we're going to ask that anything seen or unseen within body, mind, or spirit is taken out with our breath. Move, yogis. And now for this last bit, inhale normally. When you exhale, stick your tongue all the way out like this. Good. Letting go of fear, letting go of grief from the lungs, and moving this energy through our body. Let's do it. 20 seconds. Letting go of sickness, letting go of colds, letting go of flus, letting go of grief. Deep inhale. Hold, squeeze, sipping more breath. And through a small round mouth exhale, round the back. Hold the breath out, squeeze root lock, squeeze navel. And deep inhale. And sigh it out. Good. Now sit back on your heels. Nice and tall. Reach over to your left wrist with your right hand and begin to massage that wrist. Just get in there. Get your wrist, and then the palm of your hand, every finger. And as you do this, you're going to send so much love into these hands that create, that cook, that heal, that love. Your hands are just miraculous. How often do you let them know that you love them, that you love you? Such an important message to tell yourself every single day. And this helps you feel every single day that you are enough. You are more than enough. You are a miracle. Other hand, massaging the palm, massaging your fingers. And here's the thing about being fearless. Being brave is not about being fearless. Being brave is about stepping into that fear with a fire and knowing that when you face that fear, that you are going to be able to move mountains. You're going to move through it and come out on the other side. Make sure you get every fingernail, every knuckle, and you are going to feel alive. You're going to feel so good. Roll the wrist. Shake it out. And unfortunately, right now, in this day and age, there is a lot of things that make us feel fearful. What are you choosing to put in your body? Every way that you put stuff in, think about it. Ponder it. Don't focus on it, because we can change as human beings, and that is the amazing thing about being humans. Lay down on your mat. Stretch out that body all the way. off again. I love you. I am enough. And be so grateful for your breath, for your body, for doing this work. We love you. Good job. Breathing here.
Again, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us and tuning in and giving yourself your all right here. So if you are just joining us now, or if you have not yet, we ask you to come lying down onto your back. And we're going to do some powerful breath work right now. And this is the Wim Hof breath. And again, another person or concept that we learned about through a podcast, and this was Joe Rogan's podcast, and it's just, we can't even express enough how much podcasts have shifted our lives. So what we're going to be doing now, you're laying down on your back, and what we're going to do is take about 30 to 40 powerful breaths into the body through the mouth, and exhale. It's a soft exhale, a relaxing exhale. And the breath is so big when you bring it in that you want to expand the chest, the lungs, the belly, the whole torso. We do it rhythmically, we do it together, and it sounds like this. Good, so go ahead and synchronize in with us. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, keep going. We're just going to continue from here. Good. And we'll keep count for you guys so you really focus on bringing that breath in. Good, 15. And you want to breathe so deep that your whole torso is expanding, your chest, your heart center, your belly, the lower ribs, everything's expanding. Good, 23. Feel pulsing or buzzing through your body with all this fresh oxygen. You may feel tingles in the hands, the feet, the mouth, the lips. Good. 10 more. Really get it. Three, 2, 1. Together, let's take a deep inhale. Breath full at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale all the breath out. And we're going to ask you to hold empty in this space. Stay here with the breath held out as long as you can, as long as it feels good. But test yourself. The body now completely. Relax even more. If there's anywhere that you're holding on to tension or tightness, stress, anxiety, let it go. Melt away. Relax fully, completely, deeply. When you're ready, when you feel it, allow yourself to take a nice big deep inhale. You want to breathe so deep in that your whole chest and lungs expand. Now you want to hold this breath in at the top and stay here with the breath held in as long as you can. Good, excellent. Try sipping in a little more breath in at the top. Holding. But when you're ready, let it go. Relax the breath. Relax the body. Good job, you guys. And I want you to scan yourself, scan your body here, see how you feel just doing a few minutes of quick, intentional movement and breath work. And just that little bit amount of time can create a massive positive impact on your life. So if you get anything out of this experience, please try to develop a daily personal practice for yourself. We're going to do that breath one more time so we really can go a little deeper. So before we begin, inhale. Exhale completely. You're laying down on your back. And round 2, here we go. 3, 4. Good. Really get it. 5, 6. And we can't see you guys, so we're just trusting that you're doing this. We're trusting that you're breathing in deeply and softly exhaling. Good. Like this. Good. That's it. 15. I do this while I'm explaining it, I'm going to get lightheaded and dizzy. And that's why we have you guys lying on your back. Good. We're over halfway there. Really go. Okay, this is it. 10 more. Really get it. Together, inhale. Hold full at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the breath out. And again, sinking deep into inner space. Hold empty here, right at the bottom of the breath. Stay in this space as long as it feels good. Relax, let go, surrender, release, trust in your body, trust in the experience. Can you relax even deeper, 20% deeper? Stay in this space as long as it feels good, and when you're ready, allow yourself to take that nice big deep inhale. Holding that breath in full at the top. Good. Try sipping in a little more breath at the top. See if you can feel your heart beating this precious blood through your body. When you're ready, let the breath come back to neutral. And then scan your body, see how you feel in this moment. Maybe let the corners of your lips tilt upward with a gentle smile drawing across the face. Good. And we're going to go ahead and bring the knees up into the chest. Take the hands, wrap them around the legs. And just let the legs begin to sway to the right and the left. Twisting and turning, shifting and moving. Giving yourself a little massage through your lower back and spine as you move like this. Good. In this next exercise, we're going to incorporate breath of fire. And if you're new to breath of fire, what you're going to do is open the mouth, stick out the tongue, and begin to pant rhythmically like a dog. Pump the navel, and then close the mouth as you do this, and bring the breath to the nose. Good. This is breath of fire, rhythmic breathing in and out through the nose. Pump the navel as you breathe. Good. Now we're going to wrap the arms around the legs, clasp the elbows, bring the nose up into the knees, lift the head, lift the shoulders, and continue breath of fire. Good. 1 minute. Exhale, squeeze even tighter. And then inhale, open the arms, open the legs. Whew. And come folding open onto your mat. And coming into the most relaxed, comfortable position for you right here. Taking some slow, deep breaths in between the exercises to allow your body to adjust, to reset, to recuperate, and relax. Great job, you guys.
Whew, good job, yogis. So, from here, let's go ahead and just stretch your body all the way out, just as you are, hands down by your sides. I'll come out here to demonstrate. Hands by your sides, palms facing the earth, and we're going to focus right on the core of our body. So we'll start nice and easy. Slowly lift the right leg up, focusing on the core with a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg down. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower. Activate the core of the body as you lower. And right where you hit that point where it challenges you on that exhale, slow it down. Feel that challenge. Step into it. When we're able to breathe through these challenges in our class, in yoga, it helps us during our day when we encounter a challenge. We're able to just breathe through it and know that we can get through it. Focus on your breath. Keep the core nice and tight. Now, you have an option. You can stay like this. If you want to kick it up one level, on your next inhale, both legs come up. And lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Let your feet come to about an inch off of the ground. If you need to, you can modify this by tucking your hands underneath your hips. And you can also always go back to one leg at a time. But keep going. You got this. We got this. And as you move this beautiful body, think about that question at the beginning of class. Well, there were many, but think about how you're going to feed your soul today. And I mean with food, with breath, with social media, with people, with water. How are you choosing to feed yourself today? Let's all do our best. 20 seconds. Seconds. And inhale, lift up. Hold the breath, squeeze, sipping more. And exhale, keep the legs lifted. Lift your arms up parallel to your legs. But keep your shoulder blades and your hip bones on the floor. This is amazing for aligning your spine. And it may challenge you. Your legs might shake. That's okay. Just do your best. Breathe. Gently rock. Try to relax every part of your back and your shoulders down. Whew. Deep inhale. Sigh it out. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself I love you. Tell yourself again, I am enough. Rock from side to side. Okay. And then we're going to rock up and down. So kick your legs high over your head. Try to hit every vertebra down as you rock. Have fun with it. Smile. And notice your spine again. How does it feel? Few more. We're going to rock all the way up and over into plow pose. Slowly walk your hands together so you're on your shoulders. Hands can be flat down on the earth, or you can clasp them to really wiggle those shoulders together. Let your belly become full with air in this inversion. Feel that deep stretch. And then press your hands flat down on the earth. See if you can lift your legs to parallel to the earth, almost like you were sitting with your legs flat down on the earth, stretching them from the heel all the way to the tailbone. Then bend your arms. Place your hands on your lower back. Deep inhale. And exhale. Use that breath to lift the legs straight up into the sky. Imagine that I'm pulling on your heels, straightening your body. And here we are in shoulder stand. Breathing. Beautiful. And Siri singing the Ho'oponopono prayer. So let's say it to ourselves 3 times. Each verse we'll say 3 times. So we'll start off with I love you 3 times. Good. I'm sorry 3 times. Please forgive me 3 times. Drop your right leg down. And thank you 3 times, making an L with your legs. Continue the prayer. I love you 3 times. I love you. Okay. I'm sorry 3 times. Lift the right leg up. Please forgive me. Lower the left leg down. Breathing. Thank you 3 times. Breathing. Saying this prayer to yourself, this mantra. The more resentment, the more judgment we hold against ourselves, it doesn't serve us. We're going to press the balls of the feet together and the heels, making an upside down triangle with our legs. Tuck your tailbone here. Breathe. And as you exhale, if you can, open the legs wide out. Upside down straddle, breathing. Beautiful. I love you 3 times. I'm sorry 3 times. Bend the knees, bring them towards your ears. Please forgive me 3 times. And thank you 3 times. Now, if you can, lower your toes to the floor. Carefully reach back with one hand and then the other. Grab onto your feet. If this feels uncomfortable, then just keep your hands on your back. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, holding against the feet to slowly roll yourself down or using the hands against the back. Then we're going to pull our knees open wide into happy baby. Rocking here. This is a perfect place to finish this prayer. I love you 3 times. Feeling it. I'm sorry 3 times. Rock. Please forgive me 3 times. And thank you 3 times. knees into your chest, feeling the power of this prayer. And the thing about this is we fill ourselves up with it first. Begin to rock. We fill ourselves up with this prayer because it's always about you first. Without you, you have nothing to give. So focus on yourself first, and then send it out to others or send it out to the world. Let's come into a seated position, legs crossed, eyes closed. Breathing long and deep, corners of your lips tilted upwards. Deep inhale. And sigh it out. Good job, yogis. Beautiful. Ooh, we have time for 2 more. How about?
Just a quick meditation.
Yeah, that sounds great. Beautiful job, friends.
All right, great job. And so what we're going to do is just end here with a simple meditation. And so finding a comfortable spot for you to be able to sit up nice and tall. And if you need to, grab a pillow or roll up your mat or a blanket and use it as a cushion underneath your hips as a bolster so you really can sit up tall with more ease. And now I'm going to have you close your eyes. As you sit here, I want you to feel the sensation of your body touching down to the earth. Feeling your sit bones connecting down. And then opening up all of your senses, so feeling the air on your skin. Slowing the breath down even more. Are there any sounds that you hear? Really focusing on those sounds for just this moment. Is there a smell or an aroma coming through your home or wherever you're practicing? Just be with that. Try to incorporate all of your senses right here in this moment. And the breath is just slow and smooth. You don't have to breathe deeply or heavy, just be aware of your breath. Now I want you to bring your awareness to the tactile sensation of the breath coming in through the nose into the body. And then being aware of that sensation as the breath leaves your body. Continue just like this. The eyes are closed, gently rolled up and in. Try to keep your awareness on your breath. But if your mind begins to drift off, as it will, just notice that moment that it does drift. No judgment, no harshness, just be an observer, and then come back to the breath. So there's 3 parts. Focusing on the breath. You can really just be so present with that sensation of breathing in and exhaling. Amazing. But for most of us, at some point, our mind will begin to wander, and that's okay. That's the mind's job. Don't judge it. Don't criticize it. Don't judge yourself or criticize yourself. But when you notice that place, from the awareness of your breath, bring your attention back to the breath. That's 3 parts. The focus of the breath. Being aware of when your mind wanders. And then gently, and I really mean gently, just come back to the breath. It's repetitions. It's like exercise for your mental awareness, for your focus, for your willpower. Good. We'll just be here a little bit longer. of something in the past 24 hours or maybe in the past week, something recent. And I want you to see this thing in your mind's eye with your eyes closed. I want you to create a picture of what that is that you're grateful for. And as you create this picture, I want you to involve all of your senses. Is there a physical feeling that comes with this thing? Is there a smell, an aroma? Is there a taste associated with it or a sound? Good. Now on your next inhale, I want you to breathe in the gratitude that you feel for this thing right here. And as you breathe it in, imagine it's going right to your heart center in the form of a beautiful golden, brilliant light. And every breath, really feeling, creating that sensation of gratitude through your whole body. And maybe that gratitude is synonymous for love or happiness or ecstasy. That's okay. Good. So now I want you to think of one thing in your life that you want to call in. Something that you're working on manifesting. Maybe it's a dream, a vision, a goal. Whatever that is. Get a clear idea of what that is. And now on your next inhale, I want you to breathe in the sensation of gratitude as though it is already in your life, it has already happened, you are already with that, whatever it may be. Good. Stick with the sensation. Stick with the vision of what that is. And really trust and believe and feel as though it's already happening, it's already taking place. This last part, we're almost done. I just want you to take a moment and bless yourself with whatever prayer you choose. Maybe it's an affirmation. Maybe it's whispering the Ho'oponopono prayer 3 times. Hold the breath in full at the top. Stay in this space with the breath held in, sealing in the prayers, this gratitude, all of the work you've done here today. Powerfully exhale. One more time, deep inhale. Breathe it in, hold, stay in this space. See yourself surrounded by glowing golden light. Good, now exhale the breath. Allow yourself to come folding down onto your mat, on your back, as we finish with a little sound healing for you guys. It's not going to be long, just a few minutes, but it's really important to take this time to relax and receive.
Good. So to finish, let's all take a deep inhale through the nose, so big. Hold that breath for 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth. let the story of who you were send shivers down the spines of your grandchildren. Let them hear about you as the person who was themselves, who did their thing and helped others along the way.
Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. And as you deepen your breath into your body, begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, the hands and the feet. Good. Gently twisting and turning, stretching, reaching. Hands come up and over the head. Squeeze. And then bring the knees up into the chest and just let the legs move right and left, forward and backward, twisting and turning. Good. Wrap the arms around your legs. Give yourself a giant hug. Tell yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And when you're ready, begin to rock yourself up and down on your mat, your spine, rocking up and down. Do this a handful of times, 5 or 6, maybe 7 times, until you rock yourself all the way up into a seated position right here as we close out our practice today. Eyes are closed, sitting tall, hands rubbed together in front of the chest. Press the palms together and bring the thumbs into the chest at the heart center. And as we breathe here, slow and smooth, let's first take a moment and express gratitude for this amazing platform that we get to use to stream these videos and share with you. We're going to bless our space, the space shift, and I want you to bless the space that you're practicing in today, thanking it for holding you during this practice. And next, thinking of one person in your life that needs a shift, a boost. Maybe they're going through a challenge, and from your heart, I want you to beam them out some love, or whatever it is you think they may need right now, let it flow from your heart to theirs. And then we're going to extend this love, this gratitude and happiness all across the earth in the form of a beautiful glowing light, and sending peace, joy, prosperity, harmony to every place that it's needed. So we need a lot. Send it out. And then let the chin fold into the chest, turning inward here. These final moments first as an acknowledgement and recognition of yourself, of your higher self, your physical self, your emotional, mental, and spiritual self, all working together in beautiful, blissful harmony. Acknowledge you. And then we extend gratitude to all of our teachers, our mentors, the ancestors, and all of those that have carried and shared these traditions so we may be able to practice today. Satnam.
Satnam.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Aho. Blessed be. Letting the eyes gently blink open as you come back into the space right here, right now. And we just want to extend a huge thank you for joining us here today, whether you're watching right now or this is being played at a future date. We just appreciate you so much. It's an honor to be able to be here and share. My name is Siri. This is Kamala, and thank you so much, Kam, for all that you're doing. I see you growing so much, like leaps and bounds by the moment. So it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. Because I'll let you talk.
Yeah, well, thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being brave enough to face our core wounds together, to talk about them, to get uncomfortable, and to really let your light shine and be a leader and speak your truth, because we all need to rise up together and really make shifts in this world. So thank you so much for that acknowledgement and for supporting me as I grow.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is part of our mission to share as much that has shifted our lives with you. And if you feel called or moved, we would appreciate you leaving a donation. You can do that on our website, yogagalactica.com. There's a donate tab. Or simply send to our PayPal, yogagalactica@gmail.com, or our Venmo, which is the @ Yoga Galactica, all one word. We greatly appreciate it. And of course, please share this, comment, like. We want to get the views up and get it up in that algorithm so as many people as possible can experience this. So we love you guys. Have a blessed day.
Yes.
Reach out to us anytime. We're always here as a resource. Send us a message. And if I missed anything, I'll get it next time. Love you guys.
Love you guys. And remember to really think about what makes you feel heaven on earth. And how can we create it? What steps will we take today to move towards it? I'm going to post the 3 questions up on our Facebook page underneath this podcast. I'll actually post it in the subject of our podcast, and then I'll put a link in to Vishen Lakhiani's conversation with Martin Retz, because it's a soul shaker, and that's what we're here to do. We love you. Have a fantastic day. You are enough. Remember that. Mwah. Bye.